You think running for president is hard? Hell no. I had to get raped, I had to get molested, I had to get thrown in jail, I had to be broke, my mom had to be a crackhead, my dad had to be a crackhead, my dad had to go to jail, my mom had to go to jail, they had to leave me at 6, I had to be homeless until 14, I had to get adopted, then I had to be bad as hell when I got adopted, then I had to go to the United States Army, I had to do all these things just to file for president. Everybody else, they just had to survive middle class or wealth. And I'm not afraid.
Okay, so I want to emphasize that. I'm going to talk about cafe, I'm going to talk about cap and trade, low carbon standard. Now,
What does it say?
Statistic.
We need someone that will be able to film Antonio at all times.
That what you just wrote down?
That was one of my first notes.
Good. We walking or we driving?
Let's walk. Will we find someone walking here? Because if we drive, are we going to be back in time?
Campaign manager said walk. You mind if I leave?
I don't mind if you leave. You are the next president. You're supposed to lead us. POTUS.
This is us. This is us. Alright, I'm going when the camera ladies will turn around. This is us. And we're studying Barack Obama's campaign. And, taking some notes. And we'll be studying Trump's campaign as well. 2 unknowns. And 1. Mm-hmm. I'm largely unknown. And we're going to win.
I see what the flowers look like.
So these are our flowers that we're passing out. This is the front. Absolutely love that heart. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get pins made like that.
All right.
This is the back.
Nice.
Awesome. What makes you and your race the most fascinating is the fact that you didn't start off as a governor who was already in the political ring, or you are a business tycoon, but you didn't have all that stuff behind you like Trump. Trump has been in the news for decades. People knew his name. The difference with you is, while the similarity is, yes, you're unknown like they were, but you are literally coming in a different aspect, because you're literally coming in with nobody knowing your name. They had people knowing their name on 2 different levels. So your story, your race, how you do this is going to be completely historical.
That's fair. First off, though, everybody know my name. I'm famous.
Yes, you are.
I worked my butt off to be famous.
Yes, you are. Provides us with a way to carry and walk.
Please.
Carry and walk. Ladies, backpack purses are life. I'm just saying.
Cause I'm sitting there like, well, Google a cat. He gonna say he a music artist. Like his name, he got Google. You can Google him.
What I was saying was,
I get the point, and to stress your point is, I didn't come from no family. I didn't come from anything. I came from CPS custody. If anything, my dad's in jail right now. My mom's still on drugs since 1984. I am what America not only represents, but also what America made.
Exactly. Wait. Whoa. I'm gonna have to keep him on a time frame because he is a businessman as well, and we do have a training at noon.
Yes. Central Standard Time.
Central Standard Time. But I think it would really be awesome to get the kids involved for the educational aspect of it, from beginning to end, the whole way. Because like you do with your marketing, they're the next generation. So if they understand the process better than we did growing up, all we learned is what's in the books. We didn't actually participate and be in and be like, okay, so this is really how this works. This is really how people act. Oh, okay, now I know. So when it comes time for me to decide who I want, when I decide which evil I want to choose, no offense, boss man, no offense. Now I know what to pay attention to. Now I know what to look for. Now I know what to listen to. I know how these people gonna act. I know how they not gonna act. So as is something that you taught us when you're talking about the esports. That's what's popular. So if we teach them, we're coming at the campaign from a different aspect because we understand our generation. If they grow up, we start understanding, and we understand their generation, and they actually talk to us and tell us, man, Dad, I was talking to this woman, this is what she said. I just don't think it makes sense. I think we should do this. That's a whole different aspect of a campaign that we never thought of. While they can't vote, they have an understanding so that as they get older, now it's like, okay, I remember when Antonio was running for president, and I remember him talking about this, and I remember him doing this. Maybe I can run and help, because I see what he saw. And now it's worse because, of course, what we do today, we don't suffer from, the next generation does. So, for more questions about the president, if you'd like to donate, you can go to www.antoniotsmithjr.com. If you would like flyers to pass out in your local area, email us at mrpresident@antoniotsmithjr.com. Follow him. He's on Facebook. If you Google him, you can find him everywhere. And if you would just like to participate, you can email us as well. So here we go.
Do you have enough flies in the car?
We can put some more in the car.
Come on, go walk him and get some flies.
Look.
Go walk him and get some flies.
I got flies in the car, man.
Go walk him and get some flies. They're right there. They're right there.
Okay.
No, it's big flies now.
Get some flies. You get some flies. You get the flies. There you go. You got to get the flies. Let me see. You're getting the flies in my relaxed fit. You got some flies.
We'll make it rain. Oh, we'll make it rain. Yeah, that's it. Let's make it rain.
I'm the president of 97%, not just hip hop.
But Google say.
Go get the hip hop. Go get the hip hop. Good.
Look, vote ATS 2020. The time is now.
Show them these flies. Listen, this is a real presidential campaign. Come on. I'm not playing.
All right, family.
I wouldn't say I grew up in this neighborhood. I actually grew up in it's this low-income neighborhood. I grew up in a gang-banging neighborhood. I was trying to find a political word.
Our future president, but Antonio actually walked 50 miles for a church that he planted. I don't know of anybody else that has ever done that before, because I haven't. I don't think I would walk 50 miles. That's a long way to walk.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jose Grignon. This morning on The Black Voice, a local pastor takes his mission to the streets, literally. He's planning to walk 50 miles in a single day to help raise some money for a new church building. And here to tell us more, please welcome the pastor of the Church for the Unchurched, Reverend Antonio Smith. Good morning and thanks for being here, Pastor.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. My man, I'm running for president of the United States. I really am. I'm not joking.
It's not a joke. He's serious.
Get a flyer. Where's the flyer?
It's right here.
So we just walking the streets meeting people.
I've been knowing that Antonio represents the 97% of the people ever since he decided to walk 50 miles for his church and the unity of all churches, regardless of background. As a matter of fact, I remember seeing a news clip of him talking about him walking 50 miles, doing it for the people. He's motivated, representing 97%, representing you, representing me, those of us who want to do better for ourselves and go to the next level. ATS for president.
What is the Church for the Unchurched?
It's a great question. Church for the Unchurched is anybody. It's everybody. It's the doctor who has so many resources, it outstretches, and he doesn't have much faith in an invisible God, but now he wants something, even from just anybody, period. Someone who's been disconnected or feel like they've been rejected, 18 to 50. The Church for Unchurches is anybody and everybody who feels like they have a pulse and they're still breathing. We're trying to go get them. That's all. Antonio. All right, man. Good. There you go. See? Dead serious. We have determination. 50 miles in a single day. I figure I'm 32. Perfect picture of health. So I figured I might as well sacrifice the most important thing to me at this time, which is my health. Walk 50 miles in a single day and try to get people to send us as much money because the members want a new church, and because we're renting a building right now, so they want a church, and I feel like I should be able to sacrifice all to make sure they can get that.
So you are being the leader of the flock, so to speak.
Absolutely. There's no other way to do it.
Vote for me. How about that?
Oh yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Sounds like you got a plan.
Yes, sir. I have a plan.
Thank you so very much, Pastor Smith. It sounds like you are going to make some inroads, and I don't mean that literally with the roads, but you're making some inroads in the religious community in a different way.
Yes, sir. That's sure the plan. I sure appreciate you having me.
Well, you're quite welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
There's a gentleman sitting in his yard in front of his house, just relaxing. So we're just gonna go spark a conversation with him, ask him some questions. Let's go. Good morning, sir. How are you?
We got to get you an hour. We have got to get you an hour.
Definitely.
We once you get there, I have no words. But the thing is just to get you there. You got to get more volunteers. Got to get signs. Got to get.
But it look like we need thousands and thousands of volunteers.
Yeah.
Man. What you got over there, campaign manager? Share those tears. Why are you crying?
Just felt a little whelmed for a second. There's so much that you need, and while we think we have time, we don't.
No, we don't have time.
We literally need to get you in every single state as soon as possible.
We can do it.
We can. We can.
We do everything. We do everything. That's why you're in charge. I picked the right person. I did. You can never get better than a determined empath. Nothing's better than a determined empath. We're gonna make it. We can make it. We can do it. I know we can. I know we can make it. I know we can. I have no doubt. Literally. I don't think... I'm just stupid. I don't think I'm a long shot because I don't... Who's running for the people? I don't... Beto. I like Beto. I like Beto a lot. I think Beto's genuinely running for the people. You got Bernie Sanders. He's clearly genuinely running for the people. Who's running for the wealth of the people? It's 97%. 313 million Americans don't control this nation's wealth. It's 323 million Americans. I know we can do it. We have no choice. But then think about it, right? I mean, kid from the hood, parents did the best they could with what they had, but I said earlier, not only am I, represent America, I'm exactly what America produced. I am exactly what the war on drugs produced. My parents are exactly that. My dad represents the disproportion of black men locked up in prison. It's one of those things. I'm not just representing. I am the unintended side effect. I grew up homeless, drug addict parents. I am the unintended side effect of what the laws did. Like I am that. I don't even represent that. I am that. I should not have made it. I shouldn't have. I should not have made it whatsoever. So to do so, well, it is my duty, my responsibility to run for president. This has nothing to do with being black. It works for young black kids. But there has never been a presidential candidate that has my background, that the system has ruined their lives. And I didn't blame the system, I didn't blame anybody, I got out. There's never been a presidential candidate that's been homeless, adopted, maybe adopted, I don't know. I don't have no research on that. Never been one that was just thrown in jail as a kid just because he was black walking the streets. You know, I don't come from the middle class. I don't even come from lower class. I come from poverty. We don't have a choice but to do this. Imagine what it represents to all those kids, adults, that are worse than me, growing up like me, or have friends they want to help.
We are just walking around speaking to the neighbors this morning. Antonio T. Smith Jr. Antonio T. Smith Jr. is running for president. And so we're just walking around, we're introducing ourselves to the neighbors, speaking to the neighbors, and just asking them what's important to them.
What's important to them?
Yes, sir.
Political?
Yes, sir.
That we get Donald Trump out that office.
Okay.
That's the most political.
That's okay.
That's God sent for racists. Yeah, but they got that, man, that's the worst thing that happened to this country.
Wow.
In the presidential election.
Wow.
Yeah, so he, like I say, division. He like I say, he's mocking the Constitution right now. Yeah, by going against the Congress.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody know if they ever see those papers, those taxes, they know what's going on. Yeah, see what's happening with him. He's fascinated by dictators like Putin and all that crowd, and he's trying to divide the country, you know. And like any dictator, if you get the military and the police and like that on your criminal justice, then you can damn almost overthrow. But what's happening is some of those ignorant people, poor ones that voted for him, they're the ones that's about to lose that democracy if they want another choice. That's capable of happening. And people like us who endure slavery, we best suited to handle anything that happens better than anybody. We already know what it's like. They don't. Now this man here is, I mean, and I'm looking at people that call themselves Christians, evangelicals, look the other way. Something they wouldn't do for nobody else. You just can't imagine if President Obama was doing the same thing this man doing, you'd have an uproar. Total uproar in the nation. So, you know, and I've in my lifetime, honey, I'm almost 85 years old, and I've been to Africa twice.
Wow.
India, one in Europe, I was a merchant seaman and a soldier. And I've had the privilege to travel those continents and meet people from all diversities, you know. And like I say, people are looking at us now as that ugly American that they speak of overseas. That's what they're seeing in the few people that's backing him. You know, because they're willing to look the other way regardless of what he do. Things that would be wrong for anybody else to do, they're willing to look the other way on him. There's just something that's not right about that. And that's not a democratic system don't call for that. Nobody's above the law. You seeing this Attorney General here trying to rewrite the law, refusing to appear before Congress yesterday, but the Republican Congress, Senate, he's willing to go that day before yesterday, where it's going to be cuddled and everything he said they're going to try to play devil's advocate with it, find the right or wrong. So we saw a lot of that. But anyway, the best thing that happened in America is for this man to be put out of office. That's the best thing that can happen.
Well, Antonio T. Smith Jr., he's definitely, I heard you mention, do you mind if we come in and join you?
Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you so much. My name is Tiana.
My name is Lee.
Lee, nice to meet you, Lee.
I'm Grace.
Okay, then.
Well, Antonio is definitely looking to, well, become the next president. He's also a veteran as well. He served for our country. He fought for our country. He traveled as well, and he definitely understands. And I heard you mention overseas and how they view us. He understands foreign policy. He respects different cultures because he understands that within each culture, at the end of the day, we're all the same.
Oh yeah.
You know, and so I definitely thank you for your time today because we definitely need someone in office that's for us.
Oh yeah. I'm also an income tax, but I'm certified by the Internal Revenue Service. I represent people in audits against them. You know, I've done quite a few things in my lifetime. You know, and that certification comes from the IRS. But anyway, like I'm saying, this is the worst thing that I've seen, and I've never seen in America that to see them accept ignorance the way I'm seeing it today. The white man is no fool. See, you use ignorance and lies to get around the truth, even when you know. You see, I mean, you can just imagine when they ran a poll and said that 43% of Republicans felt like when he said President Obama wasn't from the United States and from Kenya or somewhere. You just know better than that. Black man get a bug that could be the way he would be investigated. There's no way in the world he could have been born somewhere else and become president. The doctor that brought him here verified. You know, and I had the privilege of, you know, like, here's what the problem is in white America today, that portion of them. They feel like these people coming in from South America and those places are just taking over the country, you know. They know the voting hierarchy will change to some degree. And they fear that they won't have that dominance. But they still got most of the money. So things ain't going away. A lot of those people come from South America. They do jobs that even black people won't do. Out in the fields in California, picking fruit and all that kind of stuff. And they don't make no lot of money to do that. A lot of them go back home because their money's value is higher there. I mean, our money is. So, you know, this idea about him appealing to that part of America, that's false pride too, because deep down inside they know that there are people out there to take over nothing. They just worry about them voting. And then them that's not citizens, they're not going to be voting no way. They come in and go back home, you know. So it's a real problem, but Donald Trump was able to come in there with no political experience and just divide the country. Because you see, before, you know, President Obama, one of the things that hurted a lot of those people was the fact that he won 2 terms. See, when he first ran, it wasn't too many people objecting because they figured, we're going to show this black man they got sense enough to rule. What did he do? He one of the most powerful people in the world today. And of course, you know, there are other people, you know, you got to always look at it. It's not a black and white thing because what you must always remember, there were whites that sacrificed their life for our freedom. There were Africans in Africa selling other tribes to them to bring them here as slaves. So we had our problems too, you know. But a civil war was for us to have our freedom. You know, so everybody's not bad, but it don't take but one rotten apple to spoil the whole barrel. And that's what you got. See, the vast majority of Americans are good people. But it don't take, just look when Jesus stood there and, you know, he was sinless. And they ran him against Barabbas. A thief, a murderer, and everything else. And they had 2 people start shouting, give us Barabbas. What the crowd started doing? Give us Barabbas. Well, it's the same way today. You can get 2 thugs to start shouting and overpowering, See, a lot of the marginal people, they're not going to say nothing. They wait on a Dr. Martin Luther King or somebody to liberate them without taking part themselves. And this is what you have. People haven't changed a lot from that way today. You know, you still have the same thing. You know, because anybody, like Whitefield asked me, I believe that President Obama, you know, what they were saying? I said, man, I'm going to tell you something. I said, if you believe that you can be one true thing, you're going to be either a damn liar or a damn fool taking charge. That's all you could be. Nothing in between. Oh, yeah. So, you know, like I say, I've seen the world. Like I say, I've set my foot on 5 continents. And like I said, from one end of Europe, from Scandinavia to the Med. And I've seen the world, you know, and people in it. So, like I say, and as I'm winding life down now, it's a sad thing to see in America today when we're in 2019 to see us look like some people are trying to go back to pre-civil rights days. Of course, the world never goes back. You know, you can't go back no way. But you get some people motivating them by thinking they're going to bring things like they used to be. Can't do that. History moves on. And that is a fact. So, yeah.
Thank you so much,
All
Mr.
right.
Lee. We have truly enjoyed speaking with you this morning. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I also want to leave this for you. This is who Antonio T. Smith Jr. is.
Okay, where's he from?
He's from
Texas?
right here from Galveston.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, sir. Born and raised right here on the island.
Mm-hmm.
He's running for president. He's running for us. He's running for the 97%. For those to join us together and not, like you said, to separate us.
Well, let me give y'all a little bit more history. I don't know if y'all know it. This high school over here, Central, that's the first black high school in America. Y'all know that? It was incorporated in 1883. All white teachers, never black teachers there. And when the war was over, they read the proclamation here on 24 on Broadway. Blacks in this part of the country was the first ones to know they were free. Up in Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi, it was years before they knew it was. Some of them knew it was over.
Wow.
And this here town has been one of the greatest towns that a black man could be raised in the 30s, the 40s. They were the first place where a black policeman could arrest a white man. In the 30s and 40s, you know. This was the first place. Galveston was the first and everything. And it was more integrated then in the 30s and 40s than it is today. It was nothing to have a white neighbor living next door to you in those days. This was an international city. Had the second, well, it was the largest port at one time. Then New York took over, but Galveston had been the largest seaport in the United States. It was an international city. And you've had a lot of good liberal people that live here then. There's a lot of good camaraderie among blacks and whites. And in those days, they would tell you, if you got arrested somewhere outside of Galveston, be sure and tell them you were from Albany or Texas City or on the other side, over Conroe or somewhere. Because if you said Galveston first, they say, oh, you one of the free niggas.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got a great history here, but, you know, I hate that our people are not being taught a lot about their own history here in Galveston. And what you'll find, as far as geography goes, I was in Copenhagen, Denmark. I was on the world's first nuclear atomic ship. Wow. And I didn't realize in the summertime, 11 o'clock at night looked just like it do right now. Sun be shining, if the sun shines. Yeah, because, you know, you're at the top of the world and the way it rotates. But they don't teach you that in school. You have to be over there to see it.
Okay.
So there's things to see. So if y'all get a chance doing the traveling, try to do something in your lifetime.
Yes, sir. We definitely are. Antonio has built several businesses, and he's creating millionaires just so we have the opportunity to live that free life that you're talking about, to be able to travel.
Well, right now, pretty much, I know Anthony, the lawyer, or maybe Doug Matthews, but back in the 50s and 40s, we had quite a few black millionaires. We had one named Stroh. See, in those days, the only way you could become a black millionaire, it had to be through either the insurance business or through the mortuary. You know, you wasn't in sports, you wasn't in movies and not in entertainment like that. So, and this man was totally independent of the white man. Some of those fighter policies that you heard about, this one old place, that fought so brave in World War II from Tuskegee. He was a flight instructor. He would have trained some of those. He left here in a plane in I think about 1943 or 44, and they said went out somewhere in the swamp. He was never seen again, you know. But he was totally independent, and you had black millionaires around here then. But we don't have many, because most of our football players that made it big, you know, after the integration, they don't live here. Then Kimball Landers, the coach, he played about 11 years up there in the NFL. He's coached at Ball High now, but he's the only one I know that, you know, that made the NFL that still live in Galveston. Most of them move out to the various places outside Galveston. But we've had a rich history.
Yes,
We
sir.
can just recapture that, we'll be doing all right.
And that's what Antonio is definitely doing. He's
That's good.
definitely, his goal is to build us back up.
Well, that,
His
you
goal
know,
is to take the
it
97.
takes time.
Yeah.
Do
the
you know
nine-
Taurus Woods? You put a Taurus Woods?
I do.
Well, Taurus, I did Taurus tax here about 7-8 years ago. Taurus is the only young black man that I know right now that, you know, is doing pretty well. He's got properties and stuff. Well, he's from Alabama, right outside of Mobile, but his dad had money and left them, you know, money. But we don't have, I know Doug is doing pretty good, Doug Matthews, and is a good man. But other than that, I don't know for many black people. And the men are not doing as well as women in Galveston, because I do taxes for some people in UTMB, most of the ladies, and that pension is more nice to make working, you know. But for men, there's not a lot of good jobs. Once the waterfront is dead, and the dry dock, places like that, and that took, and then like in the field of work, I had been in that culinary, you know, like hotels and things like that. You don't hardly see blacks doing that kind of work no more, when they were predominant at one time doing it. So in Galveston today, there's not a lot of good jobs for young black men. And the drug trade, you're losing, even trying that. Too small for you to get away from this thing, and you ain't doing nothing but working for the white man anyway. So when they get ready to make enough money, gonna bust you and make you snitch on somebody else, you know, and they're still controlling you.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell Antonio all about you, Mr. Lee, and see if we can get him to come over and just you two sit down and converse yourself, because I believe both of you would have an amazing conversation
Probably
together.
would. Yeah.
And introduce you to another millionaire that actually stays here on the island.
That's good, because I don't know of many.
Yes, sir. But again, thank you so much for your time
Okay.
today. We greatly appreciate it. Thank
All
you
right.
so
Well,
much.
you do have a beautiful history here. If anybody was able to tell you that, I was born in 1934, so I remember the 40s, you know, and after the war years and things, and that was a great time in Galveston. Those black people lived one of the best lives to be poor that we'll ever see again. Oh yeah, and it was like that just overall. Automation hadn't set in, you know, a lot of jobs. You know, you get mad and cuss the boss out here and go next door and get a job. That's how plentiful they were. Okay then.
Thank you so much, Mr.
All
Lee.
right.
We look forward to speaking with you again.
Okay, sounds all right.
Thank you.
Okay.
It was harder. And you hear me well. Y'all hear me well. Harder for me to get out of poverty. Already won. You think running for president is hard? Hell no. I had to get raped, I had to get molested, I had to get thrown in jail, I had to be broke, my mom had to be a crackhead, my dad had to be a crackhead, my dad had to go to jail, my mom had to go to jail, they had to leave me at 6, I had to be homeless until 14, I had to get adopted, then I had to be bad as hell when I got adopted, then I had to go to the United States Army, I had to do all these things just to file for presidency. Everybody else, they just had to survive middle class or wealth. And I'm not afraid. Not even close. With respect to everybody running, I am proud of all of you. From Trump to any Democratic candidate to whoever will be up front. I am so proud of all of you, but none of you had to do what I had to do just to get a license. So I'm not afraid. Because just to sit at a table with these fine ladies and gentlemen, I had to get raped as a homeless kid, molested, gave up, left for dead, beat up by police just because I'm young, black, and homeless. Not that I have a problem with police, it's just kind of what comes to the territory where I'm from. At the end of the day, let's just say I have a meeting with any of them, just to have a phone call meeting to last 30 seconds, I had to die multiple times just to get on the phone with them. I am the 97%. I got out, but I am what America produced. I deserve to show people you can run for president.